WGS for NetSuite is specifically built for the welding, supply, and gas distribution industry by extending NetSuite's #1 cloud-based business management software suite. Get the scalability, accessibility, and flexibility of NetSuite without compromising on the features needed to support your unique business. I'm going to cover the pricing management features of the WGS for NetSuite bundle. Our pricing structure is very flexible and robust. You can choose to use the basic features or the more advanced ones. It's flexible to accommodate simple to advanced pricing scenarios. We will cover item pricing, customer pricing, service agreements, and pricing updates. Let's start with where pricing is used, a sales order. So for an in-depth walkthrough of the sales order management features in WGS, please check out our sales management demo video. So I'm on a new order, and I'm going to do an order for Kramer Industries and show how the pricing works. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my customer of Kramer. And then I'm going to go and enter my item. So I'm going to enter the OX200 cylinder, and I'm going to click that. And then NetSuite comes up and tells me there's none on hand, and that's okay. Now note that the price of $17.42 is filled in. So where does that price come from? Let's start by looking at the cylinder item record. This is the OX200 cylinder item record. From here, I can click the button that says Update Cylinder Pricing. This takes me to the page to manage the cylinder item pricing. There is a pricing hierarchy in NetSuite. The cylinders have a standard list price, in this case $27.72. Then each branch can have their own list price, and then different price levels and multipliers from their list price. So the list price for branch 1 is $26.33. So if Kramer has an order of OX200 for branch 1 and they have price level 2, then their price would be $23.70. But wait a second, that wasn't the price for that item on the order. The price for the item on the order was $17.42. So what's going on? What's happening is that there is specific special pricing on the customer that overrides the default set on the item. So we'll see where that's at next. Let's look at the Kramer Industries customer record. I'm going to go to the Special Pricing tab, and here we'll see Kramer's customer special pricing. Pricing is layered. If an item has customer special pricing, then that is used. If not, then the item's default pricing is used. We can set up pricing based off of these 4 criteria: item type, product category, supplier code, and item. The order they're displayed on the screen is from the broadest item type to the most specific, the item. Pricing gets set in 4 ways: hard price, a specific price level, increase from cost, or the gross profit percentage. The system will automatically layer the pricing based on how specific or how granular you want it. This gives your salespeople the flexibility they need. So let's go through a couple of examples. This HOB item is set to a hard price of $3.50. That is the price that this customer will get always, no matter what. All other HOB items will have a price level 3 with a multiplier of 0.1. That means it will go out and get the amount for price level 3 for that hard good and multiply that amount by 0.1. So we're giving them an additional discount off of price level 3. All welding accessory parts items will have an increase from cost of 1.5. If there happens to be an HOB item that is in that category, it won't get this increase because that is covered in the previous rule. For cylinders, the OX200 gets a hard price of $17.42, and that's why that came into the sales order. Any other oxygen cylinders have a 20% gross profit margin. The system will automatically mark up the cylinder from its cost to make the margins 20%. So like I mentioned before, all this pricing stuff is pretty complex for maximum flexibility, but you don't have to use all the features. You can make it as simple or as complex as you want. There's also a history of all the pricing changes on both the item and the customer. History is tracked in all these records so that you can see which items were changed, which ones were deleted, who deleted it, and when. But how do you handle pricing updates? It isn't feasible to go to each item or customer individually if you want to mark up the pricing. For that, we have the Pricing Update tool. We have a tool that lets the users batch increase prices. These records are for specific items, categories, or supplier codes. There can also be certain customers that are exempt from the increase. In this example, we are increasing the OX200 by $5 on all customers except for Schwartz Contracting. We are also updating it for the item's default pricing. That is what the pricing update type is. This will let you update just the customer's special pricing, item default pricing, or both of them. We are also increasing all oxygen by 0.2. Once these pricing records are approved, the system will automatically apply the increases based on the effective date of the update. Service agreements also factor into the pricing updates. Let's look at Kramer Industries and see how the service agreements work. Service agreements with customers can be stored in NetSuite. There can be multiple service agreements for customers. So let's open up this service agreement for Kramer Industries. Service agreements include terms, initial start, and an initial end date. These are reference fields only. The frozen pricing expiration date and categories affects pricing updates. Any items under these categories are exempt from the pricing increases for the customer for the given frozen period. Other information like the cancellation letter received and actual end dates can be set. There's a chance that the actual end date may be different than the initial end date. Something may have changed and this information can be tracked. Service agreements can be done by sales rep so that it's easy to see which rep is assigned to what agreement. Service agreements can have files attached so that a hard copy can be stored in NetSuite and looked up by the AR or the salespeople. Finally, pricing for hard goods is basically the same as cylinders, only there isn't a branch-specific price level breakdown. Everything else pretty much matches up. So we've covered some of the pricing management features of the WGS bundle for NetSuite. We've looked at item pricing, customer pricing, pricing updates, and service agreements.